the North stars Rob Schneider. There it is, guys. That's all you need to know about the movie. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye. Okay, I guess I should actually review the movie. Let's start it over. Norm of the North is a new animated kids movie that stars Rob Schneider as a polar bear named Norm. Before I start this plot summary, I want you to try and count the number of cliches I say in this plot summary. Alright, you guys ready? Let's begin. Norm is a talking polar bear whose land is being taken over by evil housing developers. So he goes to the big city pretending to be a mascot for their company so that he can stop them from taking over the North Pole. That's three cliches. Now that may not seem like a lot, guys, but trust me, that's just a 2-sentence plot summary. Imagine how many other cliches are in this movie, because trust me, there's a lot more. I'm not kidding though about the cliches. This script is so bad. It's just chock full of cliche after cliche after cliche. You know exactly where the story is going to go from 5 minutes into the movie. That is how freaking uninspired this movie is. The jokes in this movie are terrible too. I didn't laugh once at this movie. That is how bad this movie is. In fact, there was a joke that was so bad, the audience I was in actually groaned. That's how bad this joke was. I couldn't believe that. I've never heard an audience in a movie theater audibly groan that loud at a bad joke. But it just shows that these jokes were so stupid, so uninspired, just so half-assed. And that's the same with the animation. This is some of the worst animation I've seen, and I've seen a lot of animated movies. I mean, gosh, the animation in some direct-to-video kids movies is better than this animation. It's so piss poor. This movie just screams in your ears that it is just there to make a quick buck off of you. That is all it is here to do. And before you go, start typing in the comment section saying, oh, but Sean, you're an adult. This movie's for kids. Of course you didn't like it. It's not made for you. Okay, good point. Why then don't you ask the kids in my audience who didn't laugh at all and were sitting there bored out of their minds? There was one kid that had to have been around 6 or 7 years old maybe, who was running back and forth in front of the theater bored out of her mind because she didn't want to watch the freaking movie, and I couldn't blame her because this movie was just that bad. So before you go say, oh, but this movie's for kids, well, guess what? Kids don't even like this movie. The creators of this movie clearly just think that, oh, we can just throw whatever the heck up on the screen as long as it's animated and colorful and the characters have city voices. You know, all these stupid kids will just eat them all up because they're kids and kids are dumb, right? Well, apparently that's not true because it just seemed like the kids in my theater were just bored watching the movie. Usually in a movie, you can tell when kids are getting into the movie because they're talking. They're saying stuff like, oh, Mom, look, is that the bad guy? Oh, yay, the good guy's here. You know, they're saying stuff kids say. But you can usually tell when they're engaged in a movie, and these kids were clearly not engaged in this movie. And that's why companies like Disney, Pixar, DreamWorks are so good, not all the time, mind you, but are usually good at making kids movies and family movies because they actually put in effort into the story, into the characters, to make them not only entertaining for kids, but have a point. Seriously, people, parents out there, bring your kids to good kids movies. Look them up on Rotten Tomatoes. See what the tomato meter is. See what critics are saying. That's what they're there for. Or heck, go to sites that are like family friendly, saying whether it's a good movie for families or kids or whatever. Check out those sites. They're there for a reason. We have the internet nowadays. Stop bringing your kids to stupid movies, unless you want your kids to drop their IQs, because I swear to God, my IQ actually dropped after this movie. I'm pretty sure there's a brain tumor in there just waiting to fester out and grow. This movie is so uninspired, so boring, so half-assed, that I actually came up with a list of bad kids movies that even though these movies are terrible, these would still be better to watch than Norm of the North. So there you go, guys. Norm of the North is worse than all of those movies. I'm not kidding. Guys, this movie is freaking atrocious. Don't waste your money, and don't ruin your child's developing brains by showing them this movie, because I guarantee you, their IQ will drop. Like I said, the animation, the writing, everything about this movie is terrible, and if I could give this a lower rating, I would, but I can't, so I guess I'm gonna have to settle for 0.5 out of 5 stars. Seriously guys, don't see this movie. Kung Fu Panda 3 just came out. Take your kids to see that, or take your kids to see Star Wars again. That's still in theaters. Just do not, whatever you do, take them to Norm of the North. Alright, that's my review, guys. And if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe. Peace.